Hello, in this video, I wanted to do another example of using this MATLAB app that I made to illustrate row reduction. So in this case, let's have more rows, fewer columns. So suppose that this right here comes from solving, this is an augmented matrix, suppose. Well, let's actually generate the random matrix, right? Okay. Suppose this is an augmented matrix coming from equations like this first row would be 6x minus 5y is equal to 3. So this first column is the x column, y column, and these are the constant column. So now we're going to use row reduction to solve this. So how would we do that? Well, we'd pick one of these, and we would want to turn it into 1, see if there's an obvious choice what to pick. This one looks to be the best because when you divide by 6, you get 1/3 here, negative 1/3. Dividing through right here, you're going to get 1/6 and stuff. 1/12. So let's choose this one right here. So what would we do? We take R5, place it with R5, divided by 6. What would we get? We get 1 here. So it'd be negative 1/3 and 0. So that would be our new row here. So click this, and that's what we get. Okay, so now that we have that, let's move this up here so it's our pivot all the way on top. So we'll do R1 and we'll interchange it with R5. And the way you do that is you click this, and you click this, and then it'll interchange them. So then we have 1 up here. Now we would use this 1 to clear out all of these. So it actually might have been better to clear this 1 out, to use it when it was a 6 to clear out quite a few of them. So I don't want to start over. However, we will do it again, and it'll be the easier way the second time we do it. So let's just use this 1 to clear out. Let's just do an example. We'll clear out this one right here. So how do you do that? Well, you do R4. We're going to place it with R4. And we need a 6 of these to add it to here to get 0. Plus 6R1. The other steps you would do for this row, you would do R5. We need negative 6s now. R5 minus 6R1. If you want to do this, you have to do R3 is going to R3 minus 18R1. So you need negative 18 of this to cancel this out. And you would get here for R2, you'd have R2 is going to R2 minus 12 R1. However, we're not going to do all these. You can do them by hand if you want. But I just want to illustrate this one. So R4, let's calculate 6R1. So that's R1 here. So it's going to be 6. It's going to be negative 2. That's going to be 0. So we're going to add this to this. It's going to become our new row here, our new R4. We add, you get 0. That's what we wanted. Turn this into a 0. Get negative 1. Add this, we get 1. So let's do that. Take our 1. We used to get rid of this negative 6. So that's what we get here. And what you can do is you can just do it for all these. We already wrote the work that we would do. So what do we have here? Well, we see these are actually all the same, basically. 3, negative 3, 3, negative 3. This is a negative of that. And this right here is a scaled version of this. So these are all basically the same. So let's kind of write out concisely what we would do. Let's use the 3 one here to cancel out all these other ones. And then we'll leave this one for last. So we'll do R3 is going to replace with R3 minus R2. And what should I get when I do the subtraction? This minus this is 0. This minus this is 0. This minus this is 0. This should be all zeros. Let's do the subtraction, addition here. So actually, it's not addition. It's not subtraction, it's addition. We're going to add this down. So R5 plus R3. So we add this down, we get 0. Add this down, we get 0. Add this down, we get 0. So let's do those steps. We do the subtraction here. We add this down. Now we have this, and we're just, let me get rid of the annotation. Now we're going to use this to get off this. Get rid of this. So we have R2. We're going to replace it with R2. Now we're going to add 3 copies of this. 3 copies of R4. So what is 3R4? That's 0, -3, 3. 0, -3, 3. We're going to add this to this. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 plus -3 is 0. -3 plus 3 is 0. So this is going to be our new row for here. So we use this to get rid of this. And what we don't have is our rows of zeros on the bottom. So that's our next thing we're going to do. So we're going to interchange this. So now the rows of zeros are on the bottom. It says that we're in row reduced form. That just means that we have our little staircase of zeros. All the rows of zeros on the bottom. And this is going to be a pivot. And there should be zeros above here. So let's turn this into 1. What we're going to do is we're going to just take this whole row and multiply by -1. So we get 0, 1, -1. 0, 1, -1. Now we're going to use this to get rid of this -1/3. So how would we do that? We're going to take this 1 and we're going to add a 1/3 up. So R1 is going to be replaced with R1 plus 1/3 R2. So what is 1/3 R2? So that's going to be 0. That's 1/3. And then -1/3. So we're going to add that to this. And we're going to get this new row here. So adding these, we get 1. Adding these, we get 0 as we wanted. Adding these, we get -1/3. So it's going to be our new row 1. So let's see that. Take this 1 and we use it to get rid of this. This is our new row 1. So now it's in row reduce echelon form. So what do we have here? If this was coming from an augmented matrix, like we kind of said earlier, this is the x column, this is the y column. That'd be x equals -1/3, and y is equal to -1. Let's do another example.